Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your trusted voice, bringing you the latest developments from around the world, as the fires of war spread. Today, September 6, 1939, marks the fifth day of open conflict in Europe, and the situation is growing more dire by the hour. The German invasion of Poland continues with brutal efficiency. In the west, General Gerd von Rundstedt's Army Group South has pushed towards Lodz, where Polish forces under General Julius Rommel are mounting a fierce but increasingly desperate defense. German panzers are reported to have broken through the Polish lines early this morning, with the Luftwaffe continuing its relentless bombing campaign from the skies. By midday, it was confirmed that General Wilhelm List's forces have captured key positions near Krakow in the south, while General Tadeusz Kozyba's army is retreating towards the Vistula River to regroup and defend the approaches to Warsaw. Civilians in Poland's capital are bracing for what may be a full-scale siege. At 3 p.m. Polish radio issued a defiant call to its people, urging them to resist the invaders with every resource at their disposal. On the diplomatic front, British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain addressed the House of Commons once more today. "Britain will not rest until the aggressor is repelled," he said, reinforcing the United Kingdom's commitment to Poland. France, too, remains pledged to aid the Polish cause, though as of yet, no significant military action has been undertaken on the Western Front. Turning now to the seas, reports are pouring in of intensified U-boat activity in the North Atlantic. The German Kriegsmarine's deadly submarines have begun targeting Allied shipping lanes. Earlier this afternoon, a British merchant vessel, SS Athenia, was confirmed sunk by U-30, one of the Nazi U-boats prowling the waters. Many lives were lost, though heroic efforts by nearby vessels rescued several survivors. This tragic attack highlights the growing menace of the U-boat fleet, which threatens vital supply routes between Britain and the wider world. In the Far East, Japan's war machine continues its brutal campaign in China, overshadowed by the European conflict. The Japanese Imperial Army has launched new offensives in the Hunan province, deepening the suffering of the Chinese population. While the world focuses on Europe, the war in Asia grinds on. Chinese nationalist leader Chiang Kai-shek has called on the international community for more support, but as of now, Japan's stranglehold on large portions of China remains firm. German Chancellor Adolf Hitler, speaking today from Berlin, reiterated his claims that his actions in Poland are merely defensive, calling the invasion a necessary measure for German security. However, the world views this with increasing skepticism, particularly after the barbaric attacks on civilian centers across Poland. Meanwhile, British naval forces are mobilizing to counter the U-boat threat. The Admiralty has issued warnings to all vessels in the North Sea and Atlantic to maintain vigilance and avoid known shipping lanes wherever possible. On the diplomatic front, tensions are also rising between Japan and the United States. Washington has issued a statement condemning the Japanese actions in China, though the American stance remains one of neutrality for now. President Franklin D. Roosevelt has reiterated his country's intention to remain out of the European conflict, yet pressure is mounting at home and abroad. This evening, French General Maurice Gamelin reaffirmed France's commitment to the Mutual Defense Pact with Poland. However, the Maginot Line remains static, with no large-scale movements of French forces as of yet. Reports from Gdynia confirm that Polish naval forces have been forced to withdraw from their positions, as German bombardments intensify along the Baltic coastline. The Polish Navy, though small in comparison, continues to fight bravely, with several vessels relocating to secure positions to harass German supply lines. In other news, the skies over Europe grow ever more dangerous. Allied pilots have begun their first tentative sorties, though thus far, air engagements have been limited. The Royal Air Force stands ready, though observers note that the Luftwaffe's control of the air over Poland remains undisputed at this hour. The situation remains fluid, and with each passing hour, the fate of Poland, and indeed all of Europe, seems increasingly dire. The world watches, waiting to see what will come of these first, bloody days of war. This is your voice of truth, signing off until tomorrow. May peace soon come, but tonight, we remain in the shadow of war. Good night, and God bless.